Just so you guys know, there's a brand new episode on my podcast, Let's Get Real, the podcast. It's for anyone. Don't forget to check it out. Available on all streaming platforms. New episodes every single Monday. And of course, my book, Mindfulness Through the Stars, is available in Target, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you can find books nationwide. Go check it out. It's a mindfulness guide to becoming a better you through your zodiac sign. Lastly, if you've ever wanted guidance, clarity, or spiritual advice of any kind, Keen is the place for you. With access to thousands of trusted psychics, clairvoyants, tarot readers, and more, Keen is here to help. Use my link in the description to claim 10 minutes of talk time for only $1.99. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I make astrology videos here on YouTube. So it's been a minute since I've done a sit down style astrology video. It's been months actually. I took some time off to work on my other channel. I've also been in the middle of a move. I've also been, just like life kind of got chaotic and I just took a break. And it felt good. I'm back right now. I don't know how consistently I'll be posting, but I do have my Drive With Me series that's happening currently, so that's really exciting, and that will keep the channel busy for at least 12 weeks, and then we'll see what happens. But I did want to bring a new video to you guys today, and today we're going to be talking about Venus signs. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Venus signs and what your Venus sign says about you. Before I get into the video though, I want to give a little quick word about our sponsor, which is Kelliena Psychic. So Kelliena Psychic is a talented and gifted psychic that I've had the pleasure of working with on both of my channels. She offers many services, but two of her main ones that I guess I would say I experienced is her soulmate course and her psychic services. So her psychic services are insane. Oh my God. I did a video on my other channel talking more in depth about it, but let me just tell you that this experience was one of the most accurate psychic experiences I have ever had. She was telling me names of people in my life that have never been featured on my channel. She told me the zodiac sign of my soulmate, what he's gonna look like, what he does, all these things. She told me about my career, about the timeline of my life, like super accurate things. This reading was months ago in July, and some of the things that she brought up in July have already started to come to reality, and it's currently October. So it's really crazy to see like the trajectory of my life and how it lines up with what she told me, because I took notes. So sometimes I reference back to the notes. I'm like, that happened, it's crazy. It was such a weird experience. Anyways, her psychic services are amazing, so I highly suggest booking a reading with her, but I also want to tell you guys about her soulmate course. So her soulmate course is pretty much a guided course that helps you call in your soulmate. So I'm gonna share a little bit more about that with you guys and show you guys some clips from her website. So over here is her YouTube page, and if you want to know more about her soulmate course, which helps you call in your soulmate, then definitely check out the video that you see on the screen here. In the description, you'll see the link, and this is the #1 soulmate course, which helps you remove any blockages, anything really in the way of meeting your soulmate. So if you are curious, then you can just read the screen right here. It kind of outlines what exactly you can expect in the course. So if you want to check her out, she also has a Facebook page, which is shown right here. The main message that she really wants me to give to you guys is to remind you all of how powerful you really are and the divine connection that you have to your soulmates and your guardians. So if that's something that you want to strengthen, then definitely check her out. So with that being said, if you guys are interested in booking any type of service or purchasing anything from her website, Kelliena Psychic's info will be in the description box down below. I'll have the link to her Facebook page and her website there for you guys to check it out. And once again, thank you so much, Kelliena, for sponsoring this video. If you ever want to work together again, I'm always open. All right, so with that being said, let's get into the video, guys. So let's talk about your Venus sign. So I want to share my Venus sign with you guys. It's Capricorn. I actually have quite a bit of Capricorn in my chart. For somebody that shits on Capricorns, I have quite a bit in my chart. But I will say I have met some really cool Capricorns in the past year, and I kind of like them now. Yes, you heard that right. I like Capricorns, females and males. They're kind of dope. They're a little selfish, but they're funny. They're so funny. I feel bad for shitting on Capricorns because you know what? I think I just met really bad ones, and I still believe in all the things that I said. Don't get me wrong. They can be boring as shit and selfish and all the things, but you guys are kind of dope. Like, I actually really fuck with you guys. You guys are funny. So I'm sorry to all the Capricorns. You guys can subscribe now, because I know you've probably been avoiding it because you're probably like, this bitch talks way too much shit. Anyways, I'm rambling now. Let me get into the video. All right, so I guess let's start with Capricorn. Why not? So my Venus sign is Capricorn, and what that means to you guys and to me, oh my God, that means when it comes to love, we're a little bit, we can come off as a little bit heartless. To our core, our Venus sign really does rule a lot of how we love. So if Capricorn is your Venus sign, you might find that you're very slow to love. You're one of those people that you need to take time. You can't just like, oh wow, I love this person, and just like fall head over heels. No, 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 no. You're more calculated, you're slow, you're patient. If it needs to take you 5 months to pursue someone in order to make sure that that's who you want, you're okay with that. Capricorns as a Venus sign are extremely patient. We like to take our time. We like to get to know someone. We don't want to just like spend time with them and, you know, cover surface level shit. We want to get to their core and to who this person is internally. That helps us understand them before we can make the decision on if we are gonna love them or not. We're very strategic. We ask a lot of questions. We want to make sure what we're getting ourselves into is true to how we see it. We don't want to just like make assumptions about a person. We want to actually get to know the person. We're practical, we're realistic. We're not just like head over heels, like I said. We're the type of people who, if we see red flags, we're very honest with ourselves about them. Sometimes we can come off as cold or jaded or heartless, but that's not who we are. We just come off that way because we don't want to give you all of us until we're sure of who you are and what type of role you're going to play in our lives. So if that comes off as heartless, like that's only a problem if you're insecure and you don't know your place in our life. If you know your place in our life, that won't worry you and that won't bother you, because in other ways we really do show you that we care about you and that we're interested in you. We just need to take our time. Aquarius. Aquarius as a Venus sign is very practical, logical. They need to build a friendship before they can even consider pursuing you. They're not so calculated. They're more open and free-spirited. So they can see you and be like, oh, maybe this person has potential. Doesn't necessarily mean they're interested. It just means that they're willing to explore a friendship with you and see where that goes. And once the friendship has strengthened and there's a bond there, there's a foundation, then that will kind of end up leading them to where their heart brings them. So they don't ever really think, oh, this is the person, let me get to know them so I can see if I fall for them. No, it's more just like, oh, this is a cool person, let's be friends. And then they're open to whatever happens from that. Aquarius are slow to love as well, but once they're in it, they're in it. They're really intense lovers. They give a lot of themselves. They come off sometimes as a little detached, but they're actually not. Certain signs can understand who they are and how they are, but the more sensitive water Venus signs might take things personally and make assumptions. But anybody who's super close to the Aquarius Venus, I guess, can be patient with them and understand that they show and express their love in their own way, and you just kind of have to learn how to read it. Pisces as a Venus sign is super emotional and sensitive, of course. Pisces as a sign in general is emotional and sensitive, but as a Venus sign, it's a little harder to deal with if you're in a romantic relationship with them, because that means that they can get a little bit jealous. They can get overly sensitive in many situations. They take things really personally. They need constant validation and love from you. Finding out their love language and working with that is really important to a Pisces Venus, because that's how they're going to receive and interpret your love. It's super important for a Pisces Venus to feel loved in order to give love. If they feel like you're detaching or if they feel off, they're not always going to communicate that. They're just going to detach themselves and show you less affection and stuff. But that will hurt them. They won't want to do that. That won't come naturally to them, but they will do that to protect themselves, which is unfortunate. So just make sure you're always like kind of validating them, and not in like a toxic way, but just in a fair, reasonable way, you know? Just let them know you love them, because the Pisces Venus can be very emotional and sensitive, and they're kind of like a little baby that needs to be cuddled. The Aries Venus sign is really easy to be with. They don't demand much attention. They don't require much. They're not that sensitive. They're just along for the ride. If they tell you they love you and you tell them you love them, that is enough for them. They are easygoing. They are fun. They express their love in many ways. Like, I feel like they don't have, I mean, of course they do have a love language, but I feel like I couldn't really pinpoint one specific love language to the Aries Venus sign, because I feel like they express and receive love in so many different ways, because they're so open and so easygoing. They're able to get vulnerable, but it doesn't always come natural to them, but they're able to express themselves, and that's not that hard for them. Getting them to be overly emotional and sensitive is quite difficult, but not necessary, so it's not really a big problem. Just express to an Aries Venus sign what it is that you expect from a relationship, and they can give you that. They're not difficult people. If you tell them what you want, it makes their lives way easier. They don't have to play guessing games. They don't want to play guessing games. You just need to give it to them straight and just be super honest and blunt with them, and they're going to be able to match that if that's what you need. They're really easygoing and just easy to get along with, and honestly, the Aries as a Venus sign is a really good partner. And they're very, very loving and very generous and considerate, which I know is surprising, but they really are. The Taurus as a Venus sign is a little bit sensitive. They can be a little manipulative and a little bit sensitive, unfortunately, with their love and affection. Sometimes they hold it over your head, do little toxic things like that, but they are some amazing lovers. If you treat them with respect and loyalty and all these things, if you don't trigger them, they won't feel the need to act out or be manipulative. And as long as you guys can stay in like a healthy, non-toxic playing field, they can be amazing partners, loyal, considerate, stable, grounded, just like amazing lovers. They're super, super compassionate and affectionate, and they'll use like words of affirmation to make sure that you know that you're loved. And they're not afraid to put their heart in their sleeve and be vulnerable, because that's just like who they are. Like, they're just romantic people, and they're sensitive people, and they're sensitive to you and around you in like a good way, you know? So yeah, they're actually really good partners, really good lovers. They're super soft, and just beautiful energy. I think Taurus as a Venus sign is super, super cool, and just ultra, if they're like a female, they can be ultra feminine or ultra masculine, you know? They really tune into their divine being, and I think that's really cool with them. Gemini as a Venus sign is a little bit confusing, because it's like they pick and choose when they want to love you. It's kind of like just like the Gemini sun sign, where it's like there's just this duality and these different people that you're with. So like one day they might be so affectionate and so loving and like, wow, I love you to the moon and back, you're the best partner ever. And then the next day they want like nothing to do with you, and they're like, I need space, close my office door and leave me alone for 3 hours. It's confusing, you know? One second you feel really confident in your relationship, the next second you're like, do they like me? What's going on? Yeah, it's a little confusing. I find it hard sometimes to be around like a Gemini Venus, if it's like a romantic thing, or, you know, even Geminis in general. Like, I love the sign, but it's just so confusing, you know? It's like, I don't know if you're familiar with Canada, but it's like Canada's weather. Geminis are like Canada's weather. One day it's 25 degrees, the next day it's -3. It doesn't make any damn sense. One day that it's snowing, the next day all the snow is melting because it's super hot outside, you know? Like, that's a Gemini Venus. They're just hot and cold, then lukewarm, and then cold, and then a little thawed out, and then a little frozen. There's just, you don't really know what you're gonna get, and you just have to kind of keep up with them, which is hard. So they do love you, but they just have some weird ways and inconsistent ways of showing that. Cancer Venus sign is super loving. They're like a little teddy bear. They're cute, affectionate, loving, sensitive. Whew, be careful what you say to them, because they take things really personally. Be careful how you act around them. If you're not giving them enough love and affection, they might feel a little insecure and tap into that side of the Cancer, where they're like constantly needing validation and reassurance, and they get really insecure and in their heads about how much you love them and how you feel about them. And they're the type of sign that will question you, like, do you love me? And like, you think that they're being like cute, but they actually like need to hear it. So if you're just like, oh, obviously, and then walk away, that's not enough. You need to be like, I love you. Yes. They are that type of person where they constantly just need to hear it from you or see it in action, you know? So yeah, the Cancer Venus is, yeah, like I said, like sensitive and emotional, but they are just so loving, and they'll give you their whole heart, and they're so considerate, and they'll put you first, which they probably shouldn't. They should probably put themselves first, but they will put you first. So make sure you're not an asshole who takes advantage of them, because they don't deserve that for the most part. I mean, some of them are little demons, but for the most part, they don't deserve to be taken advantage of. No one really does. So make sure that you're very authentic with them, and you don't take advantage, and you're just appreciative of them and who they are and the role that they play in your life, and let them know that. Leo Venus sign is super loving and affectionate and all that. They are really big on showing the relationship to others, and like they like to express their love for you publicly, and they like public displays of affection, and they are super big on like appearing a certain way. They're not always so vain with relationships. I'm just explaining that first, that they are the type that they like to look like couple goals for other people. They want to show the best version of your relationship to other people because they really enjoy just showing off, I guess. So expect that with the Venus and Leo, that someone that's more open to, you know, showing your relationship online or introducing you to people pretty early, things like that. But other than that, they are really deep lovers. They are very, very caring. They would love to spoil you. They want to take care of you. They want to put you on, help you grow, help you succeed, be there for you. They want to meet your friends. They want to mix you into their life, and they want themselves to be a really big part of your life as well. They move pretty quick, so expect that. They like to move, yeah, pretty fucking quick. So if you're with a Leo and Venus, they see you and they know what they want right away. So they might make you their girlfriend or boyfriend pretty soon into a meeting, or, you know, figuring out that you like each other. And as long as you're down with that, I mean, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. They're really affectionate people, and they want to take care of you. They'll massage your feet, or they will cook you dinner. They'll do things for you for the most part because they want to make sure that you're happy and you're taken care of. They're super nurturing. The Virgo and Venus is a very expressive sign. They move slow. They know what they want when they see it, but they just need a little bit of time to build a solid foundation with you. They don't really like to go into a friendship and then a relationship. They start pursuing you romantically from day one. They'll be really flirty. They'll be very touchy. You know, you're gonna know that they like you and that they're pursuing you pretty early on. Once you get into the relationship, they kind of stop trying sometimes. Like, sometimes I feel like the Virgos put on like this act of perfectionism, and then when you're with them, you're like, oh, that's a whole different person than the person I fell for. You know what I mean? I find that Virgo Venuses have a tendency to do that. I don't know about like Virgos, but like not so much. In Venus, I feel like they try to keep up appearances to like solidify their place in your life. But they are really great lovers. They're super romantic, super romantic. They're the type to like have lots of little surprises and gifts and thoughtful activities and things like that. They pay a lot of attention to you. They analyze everything you say. They make sure they really get to know you and understand who you are so that they can be the best version of themselves for you, because they figure out what you need and what you want, and they adapt themselves into that person for you. The only problem is that if like that doesn't come naturally to them, they can resent you for that because they feel like they like change themselves for you. But like, that's not always the case. A lot of times, you know, someone can bring the best out of a Virgo Venus because they're putting their best self forward for you. So yeah, I think they're a really cool sign. I think Virgo Venus can be a really good lover as long as they're evolved and they're not one of the toxic ones. Libra and Venus is quite vain, I won't lie to you. They're the type to go after someone based off of like physical appearance or status. Once they're in the relationship, that's when they start to do the work to get to know you. I mean, obviously they should be doing that beforehand, but once they get over the vain shit, that's when they get into like, oh, maybe I should get to know this person. They're going to put on a little bit of a facade to impress you. So try and like dig deep and get to know them for who they are. They are not shallow people all the time. They can just really come across that way, unfortunately. But they're really good partners. They're super romantic and they like to spoil you. So they're gonna take care of you. They're the type of people that want to like always pay the bill or just like be there. Sometimes it's to maintain appearance or, you know, to seem like a good partner. Like, you know, they want to always pay for you. It may not be for you, it may be a little bit self-serving, but at the end of the day, I mean, are you really mad that they're paying for you? Because I wouldn't be. It doesn't matter why, as long as they're doing it. So yeah, I mean, they are really great partners. They're super loyal. They want to be around you 24/7. They're a little bit clingy. They can be really clingy. So as long as you're okay with that, they can be a great sign to be around, but you just need to make sure that you're ready to spend a lot of time with them. So yeah, they're the type of person that like if they work from home, they want to bring their laptop to your house and work at your house just to like be next to you without maybe even talking to you. They just want to be around you, which is, I mean, it could be good or bad depending on your personality type, right? But overall, they are really funny, charming, and they can be, you know, a little shady sometimes. So just be careful because Libras are quite sneaky at times. So Yeah. Scorpio and Venus is a super intense lover. Scorpios are just intense no matter where the placement is. They are intense. They are big lovers. Yeah, they're really intense, you know, they're gonna give their whole heart to you. They are not afraid to just give it all. They're prepared for the worst at all times. So, I mean, if you disappoint them, they saw it coming, which is unfortunate because they can be quite pessimistic sometimes with love, but that doesn't stop them from giving their all. So that's a good thing. They're obviously super sexual beings, as you guys know, and Venus, I mean, it's not their Mars, so it's not gonna like intensify the sex life too much because Venus is more love than like sex and aggression, but at the end of the day it will kind of determine how they are in the bedroom in a way, you know, like they could be much more passionate lovers or they could be much more intense rather than like emotional, sappy. They're very territorial. What's theirs is theirs. They don't want you talking to other people, even in the early days of dating. So make sure if you're like juggling multiple people and Scorpio is one of them, don't let them find out, you know, just don't. It's not worth it. So yeah, just tread lightly with the Scorpio. Things will get intense very fast. They are quick to love. Not always quick to show, but once they're in and they will give you their all and they will show you their whole heart. Sagittarius as a lover is amazing. They're amazing partners. They're just a handful. They can be extremely possessive. As a Venus sign, the Sagittarius will be so loving. Honestly, they will just want to be with you all the time, give you their whole heart, and they're ready to take all of your heart as well, like in a good way. You can trust them with your vulnerability and your emotions, and they won't betray you. They're very loyal people. I mean, obviously there are some like bad things said about the Sagittarius being like cheaters and things like that. I don't really see that side of them much. I feel like they're very loyal. They're a little controlling, you know, they are, but I'm not okay with that, but some people like that. So it all depends on your type, but the Sagittarius as a Venus sign overall is an amazing and passionate lover, and you definitely won't wake up and be like, do they love me? You're gonna know. They're gonna let you know. They're gonna make it clear. They're very thoughtful. They spend a lot of time getting to know you and who you are. They take their time on you. Not even like, I mean, they don't really take their time because they're actually really quick to fall in love, but they take their time to get to know you is what I mean to say. So they will analyze you and pick you apart in their brain and try and figure out who you are, and you won't even realize that they're doing it, and they're gonna remember everything you say. They're very thoughtful, romantic, sweet, and generous. So they're really cool. All right, guys, so that concludes the video. Those were the 12 zodiac signs as Venus signs. So if you ever wondered what your Venus sign said about you, then now you know. Hopefully my simple explanations did it for you enough to understand your Venus sign a little better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and make sure to tune in every Friday for the Drive With Me series that is currently going on. So I hope you guys are enjoying my content right now. Once again, I want to give a little shout out to Kelliena Psychic. Thank you again for sponsoring this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.